It's Thursday night, 7:30, where it's time to go live. Thank you so much for joining. Today, I thought I would do something a little bit different. Rather than bring on a guest, we've done a few guests now. I have a guest lined up for next week, and I'll tell you about that toward the end of this stream. What I wanted to do today was something a little more community related. So the idea will be to use the live chat to kind of highlight some of the things that you're doing. I have the ability to pull things up on the screen here. So I will basically promote anything that you're working on over the next 30 minutes. And if we have more people in the chat at the end of 30 minutes, we'll go longer. I'll go as long as it takes. So this could very well not have anything, and I have some stuff lined up that I can promote. So here are the only rule I have is that it has to be family friendly. So I'll put a ticker up on the screen here. In order to get featured in the live chat, in order to get me to take a look at your stuff and promote what you're doing, type into the live chat, I want one. And if I need some more information, what I'll do is I'll ask you to type it in the chat. There might be a delay between when you type it in and when I see it, but I got my eyes on my stream deck here. And yeah, so how's everybody doing? You can leave a good in the chat or something if you're here. I will give it just 30 seconds to see what anybody says here. And if not, just go into talking about what I want to talk about. Got cousin Pat, barbecue paisan in the house. I'll put up some stuff here. Got Roz in the building here. Glad everybody's doing okay on this lovely Thursday evening. So let's see. Where I got this idea was last week I had Michelle the Oreo head on, and I thought about what would be kind of a fun thing to do as far as a community thing. I only get like a dozen people in these lives right now. I obviously want to grow them to be a little bit larger, but I thought the allure of some free advertising would be a good way to get people in to get a little bit of a shout out and a little bit of highlight of some of the stuff they're doing. So I guess that I'll pull up my first thing that I'm going to talk about here. What I can do is I'm able to share my screen. So you can see that. I am going to show you guys my brother's YouTube channel. We'll use him as the inaugural. So my brother Dominic is really trying to make it with this YouTube, just like me. He's very much working hard on content, trying to find the right thing to kind of pull the audience in. Same thing as me here. I'll highlight a couple of things that he's doing here. He's been dabbling with the shorts a little bit, which kind of highlights some of his other content. The other content is where it's at. You'll want to look at his music productions. He has kind of playlists here. His latest thing is this Punch Out acoustic tribute. It's actually really good. You should give that a listen after this stream. You can find him at Van Dominic Guitar. He has right now 122 subscribers. We would like to get that up, obviously. I'm sure he would as well. Let's see here. How do I stop that sharing now? There we go. So we got some more comments in the live chat here. Got Roz, S-Man's brother, and I were talking about the Graveyard Challenge. You know, it's funny. I actually, you know what? Let's pull up the Graveyard Challenge. Might as well. We got the ability to do that. We'll go back to that window. And what I'll do is So if you Google my handle Dairy X and Graveyard Challenge, there's actually a video that comes up that is on my channel here that Roz actually made with like a montage with some really creepy music. It was kind of a fun thing. I like to keep that up. And the other thing, this is back on my old blog. It's kind of fun. Let me just make sure everything's working here in the live chat. Now, the Graveyard Challenge is a thing that I did back in 2011. I guess it was right before April 11th, 2011. So 10 years ago, we're going on now. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, 4-9, a place called Wagon Train Barbecue in Rotterdam. They have this graveyard challenge. Let me see if I can get down to the actual challenge. These are all the cool people who had turned out for it. Got my buddy Metal Frog. Want to get him on the stream one day here very soon, hopefully. So this is the graveyard challenge. That's what they put in front of me. The idea was that you have to basically finish everything on that plate in, I think there was, at the beginning, there was like a time limit of like maybe 30 or 60 minutes. And it's like a pound of fries or 2 pounds of fries, some onion rings. On the burger, it's like a 1 pound burger patty. There's brisket, there's pulled pork, fried jalapeno, what do you call it? Rings, coins, and mac and cheese, fried eggs, bacon. It was insane. And the bun was like a manhole cover. They got the bun from a place called Bella Napoli. I barely put a dent in this thing. And they sat me across from this kid, and I got pictures of him on the blog here. Of course, I got his permission to post all this. And it was just to the point where this kid was making, like, it was grossing me out to the point where you're trying to eat this food, and I knew I wasn't going to do much with it. And it was just having that kid in front of me was just too much. There was a better picture, actually. Yeah, you see, I mean, he couldn't even keep it down. I got to pose with some of the people afterward, and it was an all around fun time. Actually, I redesigned my website to at the bottom, if you sign up for my mailing list, you will get, it's free. You'll get a free book, which is pretty cool. An electronic book. Do people even buy real books anymore? The other fun story about the Wagon Train Barbecue is my friends, and we got Brian G in the building with the comment brownie. Afterwards, I guess it was appalling to them that rather than finish the challenge and make myself vomit, that I would actually get something delicious and eat that at the end. So that's an inside joke that is a little bit, I'm outside of that joke, but it's okay. Let's see, what are we going to promote now? While we're talking about my books, if you go to buymeacoffee.com/dairyx, I have two books available. This one, the trending recipes, is going away soon at this price because on my Teespring site, and these are both linked in the comments in the description below, I actually have that here for purchase. So get it while it's cheap. That's all I could say at this point. And if you want to support the streams, you could just buy me 1, 3, or 5 coffees. 10 coffees is overkill. Don't buy me 10 coffees. I just had 1 coffee, and I'm kind of off the wall here. So let's see. Got Brian G. Couldn't finish the graveyard, but could eat a whole brownie. That's right. And you know what's funny? We got Rory Adair here. Also, Brian and Rory are the ones who have this brownie joke. And between the two of them, neither of them have tried it. So, and also neither of them have tried it with some kid puking in their face. Here. We'll see Rory try it with that kid in his face. Let me go to Facebook. This could be, let's not go to Facebook. Brian, where can I find your band stuff? Type it in the chat there. Hard Luck Souls, right? There you go. My buddy Brian G, Mr. Brownie, is a member of the band Hard Luck Souls. This is him on the right here. He's an incredible guitarist, and their music is great. You should follow them on Facebook and wherever you could find them. You can Google them. Google finds anything these days. I think it's kind of fun. Kind of fun. Got Rory crying that his brisket is too fatty. Brian G's band is the good stuff. You're right. Hard Luck Souls, the classic. The classic. Mr. Brownie, it must be Rory. Brian G saying thanks. You're welcome. I should be hyping Midnight Radio instead. All right, let's do it. This better not be porn. That's not an easily Google thing. Albany. Is this it? That doesn't look like it. Brian, you gotta fix your search engine optimization. Type in Albany and these guys come up. You gotta do better on that. Albany, New York. The Good Time Rock and Roll Party Band. Same one. I love it. I might try to listen to these guys. That one might not be a well optimized band title. A lot of midnight radios. Yep. Let's see. Another thing I wanted to look at. I met this guy a year ago, David. His name he runs this company called Life Supply. He's a really cool dude. He designs clothes and everything. He does a lot of custom stuff. And his newest thing is he has like a design that he made that's like the Bernie, the meme. I thought was really cool. You can get a Bernie beanie. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what we got going on in the chat here. Yeah, the chat's not going to let any links through. Rory saying I should promote the difference between a frittata and a scrambled egg. I can tell you the difference. The difference is getting a click. Frittata gets clicks, scrambled eggs does not, unless you're Gordon Ramsay. What else do I want to talk about here tonight? There was somebody in the chat earlier that had left something. I don't know if he deleted it or not, but in the same community where I know Michelle the Oreo Head, the Friends of Tom network of from the Best Show, this guy Andy Mascola, I don't know if I'm saying it right. He's been a supporter for a long time, and I did want to give him a quick shout out. His message seemed to have disappeared, but I don't know if that's a glitch or something. And he's a writer. He's in New England, I believe New Hampshire, possibly Vermont. Andy, if you're in the chat, you can correct me. But he wrote a book, and you can get it for $3 on Amazon Kindle. Where Are You Now, Randy Dow? I'm definitely going to check it out. He super fun guy. He jokes around a lot on Twitter, so I would follow him. Ah, there he is. Andy. Thanks for the shout out from brother Dom. Andy's a fun dude. So yeah, check out that book. We talked about my stuff. We talked about Andy. We talked about Life Supply. What else do we got going on? I guess I'm wearing my cousin Bobby So Humans hat. Let's talk about. That's interesting. And I'm doing this for a specific reason, actually. So my cousin Bobby is actually like one of the best drummers I know. He I had him actually drumming on a video recently. I'm gonna have him on soon talking about pizza, and I think I can click through to his Facebook. It wasn't to his drumming page. He's been it looks like making some pizzas lately. So we're gonna have to do something on the live stream here. And get some pizza content going on. Follow Bobby. Let's see. This is not easy to do with all the chat stuff going on. Let's see. Anyone in the chat? Anyone new in the chat? Looks like we got some new people. Like I said, I have no idea how this is going to go. This might be the first and only time we do this. Let's see. I would say also, if you know a creator who's doing something on a small scale, I would support them at this point over anything. I've basically stopped buying like commercial stuff. I go to small restaurants for the most part. Let's see. I had a whole bunch of things I was going to talk about, but now I forgot. How you gotta love how that works, right? Yeah. So talking about So Human, Bobby's band, they released a Christmas song, and then they also have like a documentary in the works about how they basically came out from 2020, and they got some new tracks. Check out their music. You can be a strong fan of So Human. Brian G, ever use Grubhub? Yeah, so when I ordered the Mr. Beast burger, we ordered through Grubhub. I try not to because I know that like actual mom and pop restaurants they get a cut out of it. So I try to if they have like an online portal or Upserve, I'll use that instead, like a direct link from the website. But if it's like a third party type thing, I try not to. I try not to support Grubhub. And before anybody asks, I have no plans to do the Guy's American Kitchen takeout thing, even though it'd probably be perfect for the channel here as far as content. I saw some pictures of the food and it really doesn't look like it's worth the price, so I'm not gonna take a bullet for that. Okay, we got Roz, good friend whose YouTube channel is Artistic Endeavors Media. Let's check it out. Brian, you missed my Mr. Beast burger. I talked about it for like weeks. All right, Artistic Endeavors Media. Only thing is I won't be able to pull up anything as far as the audio. But we could take a look at their channel and see what they got going on. So it looks like they got some actual like live performances, some painting. Lots of content. Wow. I thought I posted a lot of videos. Some of these are old though, but yeah, I'll definitely take a look. I love stuff like this. Thanks, Roz. Follow them too, Artistic Endeavors Media. What else do I have going on here with what I'm trying to do here? I really was hoping to get more in the chat, but I guess that is a lot to see going on. You got Brian. They have Mr. Beast Burger. Yeah. So yeah. The only way to get it is to be within delivery distance to Buca de Beppo through. You can get it from Grubhub or I don't think Postmates is around here, but like there's a couple other services. And I think you can actually get it through Mr. Beast Burger's app. They have an app that you can use as well. I kind of want because I didn't know if they were going to deliver to my house. They do. It's a little bit. It's on the outskirts of where they deliver to, and I was gonna like just put in the address for Buca de Beppo or next door and see what happened, and call and see if I could pick up. But I was able to get it delivered, which was fine. Let's see. I would give you guys a preview of what I'm working on next week, but I don't have it all finished. But next week's going to be a big week. It's gonna the live is going to be a lot tighter than this week's. This week is more just trying some stuff out here, seeing if I can get some community engagement. Looks like I'm just scrolling back through the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Close that up. Rory Adair, Grubhub is evil. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent about this because I don't have much of an opinion because even though they're a terrible business, they do employ people, but I do think that people can get employed directly from restaurants too. So I don't know. I think it's definitely a, what do you call it? It's an age thing. I think younger people are going to be a little bit more comfortable using apps to get food, and that convenience comes with a cost to the restaurants. The thing about Grubhub is they take a pretty large percentage of the cut from the restaurant. Like I've seen like upwards of something like 40 to 45%. And some restaurants are able to offset the cost, but some it's prohibitively high. Like, I mean, if your burger is already priced at like $15, you can't make it $22 and expect somebody to actually get that, pay for delivery and all that type of stuff. It's not a good idea. Most of the time you can call a restaurant and order directly through them and either get delivery or have it set up for pickup. That's kind of what I started out doing the dining post actually at the places, but because it's not safe to eat in restaurants for the most part, but also the content is it's easier to produce if I do it by doing takeout. I've done a mixture of everything. If I'm going to do anything, I'll go to Melio and see what Melio has. They're actually a local company, and their fees aren't ridiculous as far as what I understand. But yeah, I I see a lot of people that are like, local businesses can use your money. Don't support things like, Mr. Beast Burger or the Guy Fieri thing. And I don't know that I disagree. I don't know that I agree with that fully. I think no matter what, you're supporting the local economy. But I do think that with stuff like Grubhub, where the fees are not in the best benefit of the actual restaurateur, I check Melio out. Most of the same places are on Melio too. But people are like, oh, I would go to a neighborhood Italian restaurant before I would go to Olive Garden because they're local businesses. Like, in my opinion, they're both local businesses. They're employing local people and doing whatever, you're still supporting the local economy. Yes, there's probably franchisees and stuff like that. And obviously food's going to be better if you go to a, Italian restaurant, especially in this area where, everybody has their favorite Italian place. Got Brian. Maybe I'll check out Melio. Hopefully they'll give me a cut. There's a plug, Melio. Took a little while to get there. Rory Adair, pick up whenever possible. That's what I do. Got Roz, use Melio a lot. Rory wants me to promote the old G.I. Joe videos. Yeah, it's hard to do that without actually watching the video. But what Rory's talking about, back in the early internet days, I mean, I guess not early, the mid 2004, 2005 era, there were these G.I. Joe videos that were like the public service announcements that got reworked into like basically gibberish. It was really funny, actually. And they overdubbed them saying different stuff, cut things in and out of sequence. And my favorite one is "Don't Give Him the Stick." You can look that up on YouTube, I'm sure. Let's see. G.I. Joe pork chop sandwiches. There we go. Yeah, they're all over YouTube. That's one of them. It's funny that like that era. Oh, I watched this video, Toy Galaxy, the other day. It's about like the history of these PSAs. Brian, you would like that if you saw it. Don't give him the stick. So yeah, that was a really funny thing back in the day. That whole era of stuff, like now we migrated from like, Periscope to Twitter to TikTok. Back then we were on eBaum's World, and that's like we had like Cinemassacre, where the angry video game nerd started. It's kind of funny. What was it? You're the Man Now Dog was the other thing, like internet memes, like before memes became a thing. That was kind of a fun time. Rory tried a new restaurant today. Taste of Guyana. Where was that? Type that in the chat. Oh, by the way, I saw that your Bonchon place on Union opened up. I am so now I guess I'll talk a little bit about the upcoming content for the channel here. I am actually 2 ahead on the dining posts, and we got some fun stuff coming. So Saturday we got Toro Cantina, which is the fanciest restaurant in the area. And the cool thing about it is we did takeout. So like any fanciness that there is to the food is completely out the window. Then next week, I tried a place called Food Truck LLC, which is a place that is outside of the Sawmill Tavern in Schenectady, like around the corner from Pareca's. Interesting little place, little menu. I think, right, Rory, I think you'd like it actually. But next week we have probably the biggest guest to date, somebody who's actually been on television before, multiple times in a pretty significant capacity. I will have on the live stream here next Thursday, 7:30, Rick Orlando. He'll be joining me live, and we're going to talk a little bit about what he's up to. He's working on a company called Flavor Maker Spices, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Rick has been on the Food Network multiple times. He's won Chopped multiple times. He's beaten Bobby Flay. So that's going to be a lot of fun. He used to run New World Home Kitchen in Saugerties, and New World. He used to consult for New World Bistro in Albany. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Rory talking about the food truck. So the reason why I did not get the birria tacos, which I thought about, was because I didn't want back-to-back Mexican places, but I am going to go back for the birria tacos at some point. I ended up getting some breakfast stuff. Brian G, we tried a place called Umana in Albany. I have not tried Umana. I really want to. Are they still open? I think they're open. It's the Mexican place in Albany that closed. Ama Cocina or Ama Cocina. So Bri, I don't know how far back you've watched on the channel here, but when we went to Canada back in 2019, I did like a series of vlogs. We went to a place in Montreal that was Ethiopian from on the day before my 40th birthday. That was really good. It is really spicy. I thought it was pretty cool. I like how they give you that injera bread. Brian G, just Grubhub Dumana. That to me is really funny. So to go along with the content that we're doing next week, I have a recipe coming, and my usual rhythm has been to do a recipe video on Tuesday, and then a dining post on Saturday, and then do a live stream on Thursday and fill in here and there with some YouTube shorts. Next week I'm going to do a premiere of a new recipe on Monday night, and I will post the link to that on Sunday. It's hard. I'm trying to, because I'm doing so much content, I'm trying to get it out with enough time for it to breathe and get out to enough people. But it also is related to having Rick Orlando on the stream next week. So I think we'll be able to get some people to watch the premiere. The premiere is going to work just like this. I won't be live on the camera, obviously, but the what do you call it? I'm looking at some of the things in the chat here. The premiere will have a live chat, and I'll be in the live chat answering questions along the way. It's a 10-minute recipe video. I haven't done one that long in a long time. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. Let me think about it here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll announce that. So another thing, there's two more things I want to promote here, and then we'll end the stream. Number one, we like spicy stuff on the channel here. I got hot sauces I'm going to try in an upcoming live stream. We got Rory and Brian heating up the chat as far as their spicy stuff. But one thing I want to do with these two guys is go to Scoobers, and this is going to happen in the spring. And what we're going to do is we're going to get Scoobers extra hot wings, and we're going to put all 10 or 9. We'll do 9 because there's already one on there of the hot one sauces on one wing. And then it's put up or shut up time. And if you guys don't do it, I'm going to do it, and we'll do it for a video. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because Rory wants me to promote the fall challenge at Caravali. Is it actually a challenge, Rory? When we did it, we just went in there and ordered it. So we have this restaurant, Caravali, which is probably the best Indian restaurant in the area as far as I can tell. And the funny thing about it is I need to take a quick sippy. They have a dish on there that's so hot that the chef actually walks out of the kitchen to make sure that it actually that you're actually serious about ordering it, because they're not going to take it back. And when Rory and I went there, this had to be what, 13, 14 years ago, if not more, right? That it must have been this must have been early 2000s. We went there and we sat down, and it's a place where, and this is what I like about going to ethnic places around here, is if you see people of that ethnicity eating there, you know it's a good place, right? um so we're like the two white guys who walk in there, and you know they don't know that like we're serious about spicy food. So this guy comes out of the kitchen, we order the fall, and it's basically a curry stew. There's not a lot to it other than that it's a curry stew, right? And we order this thing. The chef comes out, makes sure, and like it was the by far the spiciest thing I've ever eaten. And I think what made it worse is it comes out of the kitchen like steaming temperature hot, and it just is, it's insane. But the thing about it, as spicy as it is, it like amplifies the taste of all the other like Indian spices that are in there. So it's ridiculous. It's not something that I would eat all the time. And the reason why we had actually, if I remember correctly, Adam Richman was making Man vs. Food at the time on the Travel Channel. And we saw like a place in New York City where the guy preparing the dish is like using a wok but wearing a gas mask. And we were like, we got to try this dish, and we found the one place in the area that has it, and that was the place, Caravali. I've actually been meaning to go there for takeout. That's a good reminder that I need to get there. Thanks, Rory and Brian. Another message from Roz: once COVID's over, we should do some kind of restaurant outing. Definitely in the plans. I actually I had plans to do that before COVID, and definitely something that, once things are safe and, we're able to do something. I was even thinking about possibly doing like a live dining review type thing. So, because this camera, the mic, not so much, but the camera I could bring anywhere, and I could bring a laptop as long as they got Wi-Fi. I can basically connect and do that. So I basically went a little bit over what I was planning on going. Next week, Rick Orlando week. I got the mainline recipe video Monday night. It ties into the Rick Orlando live stream next Thursday night at 7:30. I have other shorts dropping throughout the week that will also tie into that content. And I'll be busy all weekend kind of preparing all that. New dining post Saturday morning, Toro Cantina. You don't want to miss that one. It was an interesting one. There's that's all I'm going to say for now, but it'll be up first thing in the morning on Saturday. Buymeacoffee.com. You can get two books. You can buy me coffee. All that'll go toward supporting the channel. I got my shop here. We got some t-shirt designs. You can get a little baby onesie. Brian, you need that. Trust me. I got some other designs. You can get a little tote bag if you want. You can get my book, and you can get the chef. I brought the chef back. I redesigned that for this year. So that being said, thank you so much for watching tonight and spending the time and hanging out in the live chat. Rory and Brian, thank you for all of your inputs throughout the chat here. I don't think I'm going to leave this one up in the replay. I think this one was one that was more fun in the moment, and the people that missed it are going to have to live with the fact that they missed it. We got Rory asking for my take on the dollar value at Toro. It's really interesting that you say that, Rory, because that's basically the purpose of the review, is basically to comment on the fact that once you strip away I'll leave that up there for you, Brian. Subliminal. Whoops. Oh, there you go. 10% off. Once you strip away all of the fanciness, like when you go in there, like the experience is definitely worth the food. But when you're paying the prices that you're paying for takeout versus an actual authentic Mexican place, there's some stuff to be said without giving too much away. You the man, I am the man. There we go. It's official now. It's in the live chat. The one thing I'll say, like, I definitely want to go to Toro Cantina. You put up ambiance in there. Like once it's safer to go. I don't know if you've been there, Rory. There's a girl or guy, I don't know. When I went, it was a girl walking around with a thing with what do you call it? Churros, like hot churros, like in a warmer that they walk around with, which looks really cool. The one thing that looks like it would be really good there is the tequila selection. So like I would say like one day we'd have to like get a Uba and like try a whole bunch of like tequilas or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, it looks like they're more set up as for the bar type thing, and you know the food is probably good. But the churro thing was interesting, and I talk about that in the video too. Something that I was not expecting at all. I'm going to keep this running. Since you guys are here, I will not end it until I am the last one here. How about that? Put it on the baby right after he's born. We had some funny onesies for Noah. And Noah actually has this shirt too. We got him. I got the kids version. The kids version looks really good because this is sized a lot better as far as the logo. And that also is redesigned. I know a lot more about graphic design now than I did then. Got Brian G. We can get an Uber and get some drinks. Yeah, I mean, I'm dying to be able to go back out. We're just being ultra conservative, and I think it's for the better. I have no regrets. But one day everything will be good. Do a live feed at Mosu. I don't know. Mosu's the fancy place next door, right? To Toro Cantina. I like Korean barbecue, but it's got to be really good for me to want to cook my own food at a restaurant. You know, but I'm not against it. Brian G's all vaccinated. That's great. I have that up there for so that people can get your HIPAA information there or whatever. The thing though, Brian, is now you're more dangerous than anybody. That's how that works. Dream of worlds like post-pandemic, post-COVID. Yeah, that's true. Rory, you just brought something up. All right. This is funny. Hot pot. I've only been to one place making hot pot in the area, and I need a little sippy. And it's called something like Northeast Chinese 2 on Central Avenue in Albany. It's right next to the Popeyes and Westgate Plaza. And when I went there, I made a mistake. This was like 3 years ago. They give you like the bowl, but it has a divider, and you can pick two broths. I picked both spicy, and I was basically in pain eating that thing. It was spicy. And the funny thing is, we got my brother Dom. Hot pot is the best. You go to hot pot, you ruin your clothes. Yeah. I think I might have used like 17 napkins. Like my nose was running, and I was there basically on a business dinner. So I was there with my supervisor and his supervisor and another guy that I work with. and it was just like it was spicy as hell. But that place is definitely really good. Got Rory calling me a rookie. All right, we'll see rookie when we taste those Scuba's wings with the 9 other sauces. You talk a big talk, Rory, but I don't know. Let's get this off. I'm having fun here, guys. We're hanging out, you know. What do you guys think of the color back here? I could change that at any point. I'm not gonna, but I'm thinking maybe I should put it to like rotate between colors. The way it turns out, the way YouTube works, apparently the colors in your video might have something to do with like whether things rank or not. Going back to Rory, Rory's giving me a hard time in regards to got Brian here. Should do a 24-hour chat. Yeah, I'm going for what, 45 minutes. I have no voice right now, so 24 hours is going to be tough. Rory's giving me a hard time because of the way I titled a video. It was the video I posted this week with my everyday eggs. I called it the reverse frittata. There's some humor to it. That like obviously it's not frittata, but if you actually watch the video, I talk about how it's basically the same ingredients in a different order, and you can call that scrambled eggs, and it is scrambled eggs. But part of the game here on YouTube is actually getting people to click on stuff. And Rory actually just put in the chat Purple Rain. There you go. I got my my Prince Purple Rain. It's glittery. I this is an FYE exclusive Funko Pop that I went crazy trying to find at FYE. And where I keep my guitar stuff, which is right behind me here, I have 2 Funko Pops on my amp. I have this Prince one. And I got these Funko Pops are like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about them. I have a whole bunch around the house, and my brother Dom will probably give me a hard time. But this is good old Gordon Sumner, which you probably know as Sting, the Stinger. Big influences. I love Prince and I love the Police. Brian G. Got the Prince. Got Sting. And of course, my brother doesn't give anyone a hard time. No, you don't. You don't. You're right. You're absolutely right. Let me turn off this ticker. So what recipe should I do? See if I missed anything here. Did you get your free ad? No. So what do you want me to plug for you? Type it into the chat. Where can I find what you're doing? I did talk about the YouTube channel that you recommended. I got to go back through my history and actually take a look at that. Fish fry. We're working on it. I'm a little ahead on stuff. I know I probably need to get that out before Lent is over. Do I still have the pic of you biting brie cheese at my wedding? Maybe. I'll have to look. Let's see. I'm looking right now, Rory. I think I might be able to help you with that. All right, I'm about to share. You ready for this, Rory? Korean barbecue? I had to do it. I just had to do it. I don't know if I have that picture. Oh, yeah, I do. For anybody who is wondering what Rory is talking about, this is a picture of him eating brie directly out of my hand at my wedding. It's a funny picture, actually. That was funny. Let's see what other pictures of Rory I got. It's funny, I got everything like indexed. This is Rory at one of the meetups after a monster shake at Snowman. And somehow it actually like every time I type, like you see I typed in Rory in the search here, it actually like recognizes the old school Rory mullet. All right, enough picking on Rory. Guys, it ain't that funny. It just ain't that funny. Yeah, Andrew WK, I tagged him because I typed party and he actually retweeted it. So Rory went out, had a semi-viral moment. Count the stars. So Rory, this comment here, you want to try off the hook fish fry near Gershon's? So there are so many restaurants in that little segment there. It's kind of funny. Like I went to Gershon's and I went to Wasabi, which is right there, and the ramen place, which is right there. And it's just so funny that like you can, like I could basically have done like 7 or 8 back to back videos from restaurants in that area. But the place I want to check out, that Bonchon place. Let me see here. Brian has the Prince and the Sting. I might have already covered those. It's I don't think it's putting these comments in order. Bikers at Snowman, I'm sure there were. Running red lights, holding their hands up, probably, yeah. I saw a kid the other day riding a bicycle um, down a really really busy road, and he like stood on the seat. It wasn't wearing a helmet. Really annoyed me. Really annoyed me. What's this button do? Nothing. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much for joining. We're almost pushing an hour here. Brian just sent me a text like I'm not busy right now, right? I'll check your text in a minute, Brian. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next week. Don't forget Rick Orlando next Thursday, and a bunch of awesome stuff coming up. See you then, and have an awesome night.